What is up, Goat World? Oh, I got the wrong thing up. Let's switch that real quick. Overlay going on. We're just gonna cut that out like nothing ever happened. There we go. Patreon 27, Premium 27, whatever you want to call it. Premium World Championship Qualifier number 27 is underway. I am JDZ and I play Goats, and we are coming at you sort of live, sort of direct. We're trying to get the top 8 up here happening soon. Let me update my wares and whatnot before we hop on into it. Actually, let me just check out this bracket. So here is the bracket we got going on right here. It's a stacked event. Stacked event coming in at you on a Sunday. We have 42 players show up. A lot of the top players in the Go format game. A lot of names that you've come to recognize, but also a lot of the newer names. On the winner's side, we have Rabid versus Alvarado in the winner's final. Alvarado's doing his thing again. We have ProWeight. Hasten. I like Hasten as a newer player. Shout out to him for making it so far. FancyDiesel. PatrickZero, another newer player. Slevin. And Slevin just defeated Dueling High going, I think, so that secures the rest of our top 8. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop on in and see what our winner side is doing with Rabid, old school player versus old school champion Alvarado. And we're going to see exactly what's happening. But everyone, as you're coming in, welcome. How's the stream sounding? How's everything looking? Let me know what I don't know, because I can't really manage that part of it. So we're gonna hop on in to see what Alvarado is doing. Right now we are 1-0. Alvarado is up a game on Rabid. Let me go ahead and just fix that real quick. Here we go. Cool, cool. Shout out to everyone in the watcher section. If you are 12 people out there watching this live happen, make sure you hop on into the stream and support us. What's up? Oh, I see you, Bautis. Here we go. Here we go. There you go. Okay. You guys are starting to roll in here. What's up? Just say what's up if you can. Let me know how we're sounding. Right now we got Rabbit appearing to be playing the Chaos Turbo strategy. Okay. Oh, with some spice in there. We got the Jinzo in the bank already. 2 Berserker Gorillas also sitting in the bank. And okay, Alvarado is back on the Warrior strategy. He played Warriors on the last Patreon a few weeks ago. Back on it and in the winners final, so it seems to be doing well. The match that is old as time, the blood feud continues on with Warriors versus Turbo happening. Cool, 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 cool. If someone also could just let people know that we're on the stream. I didn't share it into the Discords or anywhere like that. So if anybody else wants to join us out here, they're more than welcome to do that. Matter of fact, maybe I can pull up. Now, if I pull up my Discord, it's going to just blast Discord information all on the stream. I don't want to do it. Maybe I can do it from my phone. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Trap Does Shoot, played by the red corner, sending back the Blackluster Soldier to the deck. Always nice to rip that, especially when you got this Kaiko sitting face up on the field. Blackluster Soldier can't really do too much to you. Get it on out of there. But those spies are doing their duty, holding it down. That's kind of where the warrior player typically does not like to be, sitting behind 2 thick bottom spies, just hanging out, doing their thing. Donald the Luke sitting in defense position with the swords in hand. Love to see that. Okay, okay, okay. Sick. Very sick. Very cool. All right. So I haven't heard any ill comments just yet. So I'm assuming everything must be looking good and sounding good via the stream. That's what's up. Is that Jesse S? Are you the Jesse S? Jesse Silkasek? Oh, Alvarado just go ahead and wins it there. Okay. I wasn't paying. I blinked for a second, and it was just over. Yep. Tribe Infected Virus comes down, discards for spellcasters, and that would just go ahead and secure the victory. So Alvarado, consummate winning machine, continues to top another Patreon event. I think he's got maybe 2 or 3 of these events already in the bag. He's also going to be one of those players that can carpet his entire house with Patreon mats at this point. So he's killing it. So let's go ahead and hop down. We're going to see. Let's check out the OG. We're going to check out ProWeight versus Hasten. I'm interested to see this match because I love, as you guys know, I love hearing about new players coming back to GOAT format. I love hearing about legacy players doing well at GOAT format. So what a better match than having an old school legendary type player playing against a player who is new to the scene, who's doing very well. So let's see if I can find this match. Carl Waite versus Hasten. Again, Hasten reached out to me and did the whole thing and how to get into the game, and I kind of guided them through a lot of the process, how to sign up, and now they are in it and they are doing well. So that is awesome, awesome news. Love to hear it. Hell yeah. Enraged Peacock. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So we're looking good. We are in game right now. We have the King Tiger Wangu is sitting face up in attack position on the field. It appears as if Hasten is playing a type of earth aggro type strategy with the Swords of Villain Light is going to be, stopping the attacking for the from the blue corner. All right, cool. Oh, what's up, Mayberry? This is all your idea, Mayberry. I wasn't planning on streaming today until you came out and was like, hey, JDZ, throw it up there. And I was like, no doubt. I got you, homie. This is for you. Everybody, shout out to Mayberry for putting the stream on, because if not for Mayberry, I would not be doing this right now. All it takes is one. If I can get one, if someone's like, hey, do this, I'll do it. If it's just me and one person, that's all it takes. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Okay, Jesse S. He says, this is a loss to Carl Wait before, and it's pretty close. Sick a check. Okay, sick a check. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Cool. Thanks for the pronunciation too. Now I can know that whenever I'm calling you out when you're dominating these games, I can see it happening. You got the skills to pay the bills. Love to see it. Okay, so we got the Wangu. It's going to go ahead and steal the Gravekeeper's spy. Okay. When flipped summon, it won't die, which is true. Okay, which is very true. A lot of people miss that. So maybe Hasten is showing a little bit of the inexperience, perhaps thinking that does go down like that, but it does not. Okay, we got Daniel. Big fan of yours. You're a good person. Hey, thanks, man. That means a lot. I try to be a good person. I make a concerned effort to try to be good. There's a lot of bad out here in this world. We got enough bad. There's not enough good. So I appreciate that. I'm working on it. It's work in progress. No one's perfect. So he's going to brain control, paying the 800, ripping the King Tiger. Let's see if we can get a sack. Sack it up for the Grand Marg. Power play. That's a heavy play. Main phase 2, but that Swords of Villain Light is doing extreme duty. Great card. You should consider playing it. Upstart Goblin is going to come down for the red corner, adding 1 to the hand. Switching that spy to defense, setting 1 beside it, and probably going to toss it over. We're going to set 1 behind it too. Very cool. Sending it back, the Grand Marg doing his thing. I love this card. It looks cool, man. Very slept on, underrated type Monarch here. Going to go ahead and pop, gain the counter, move the counter, pop the set. Okay, what is it going to be? Will it be chain? Ring Destruction, perhaps? That'll be neat. Thinking about it. Just when you think about it, it's probably going to be a discard trap. Oh, it's not. It's actually Mirror Force. So that is a back-breaking breaker doing his thing. Popping the spy, and we're going to swing on the set. Set being Sangan. So Sangan's probably going to grab, if I had to call it, probably the Tsukiyomi. Tsukiyomi, if you got another one, that'd be cool. But one Tsukiyomi is already in the graveyard for the red corner. Very unlikely that a Turbo player is going to be playing 2 Tsukiyomis, but that would be a great card if he did. Does not. It's going to be the Maggio Defella. Magician of Faith has been secured from the deck. Added to the hand. Okay, very cool. Yeah, Mobius there would have been pretty cool too. Mobius would have been crazy. So it hits we're going to go ahead and punch in. What are we going to do here? Survey the field. Looking about. Actually, let's update this. I think this game is currently, it is actually, okay, so it's 1-0 for the red corner. So this is accurate, what we got up here. Breaker's going to swing in, hit the Faith. Faith's going to grab swords again. So this sword's got to hold it down because the aggression is starting to pile. Carl's down to 200 life points. Yo, Double A, what's up, man? Team OD Anthony back in the winners final. Hey, if you wanna hop in here, man, let me know. We can set something up so you can commentate from the winners circle if you want to do that. I'm more than willing to bring you in here so you can kind of talk to the people while you're waiting. If you're fine with that. If not, I understand. Let me know. Excuse me. That was disgusting. Nobody had to hear that. All right, so the Berserkerilla is down. I know Carl is a fan of the Berserkerilla. Berserkerilla is going to go ahead or the Breaker's going to go ahead and shift to defense position. So it may be able to get some quality plus value while this Swords is up. Probably get some quality pluses. Okay, so he's gonna try to plus off this breaker. That's one. Swords is so good. Swords is such a good Yu-Gi-Oh card in Go format. I don't understand how people don't play this card. It is crazy. It's just what it's look at what's happening right now. It's allowing Carl to get so many more cards, allowing a plus like crazy with this Berserk Gorilla. I love it. I think it's a very very good card. They should make a JDZ Yu-Gi-Oh card. That card would be banned. Okay, if they had a JDZ card, it would be banned. It will be too OP. No, I'm kidding. It would be underplayed and not utilized very much. It would be probably like a 3-star vanilla. It looks cool, but doesn't really do a whole lot. Hey, self burn. All right, all right. Battle phase. So this Berserk Gorilla is doing exactly what his namesake says, and is going absolutely berserk. Oh, right on, right on. Understand. Double A. Do your thing. Do your thing. Take care of them babies, man. So he's punching in for 1,600. Man, what a man. Oh my goodness, what a swing. That was a good swing. Hasten had some serious momentum there. Doubling up on the swords really kind of even the playing field a little bit. This is the loser side, I believe, semifinals. I'll have to check it out. Maybe I can update the stream slide to indicate what match we're on, but that might be a little above my station right now. Maybe next time we'll slowly add another piece to the stream each time we do it. Each time I get it going. Shout out to everyone who's coming in. For people who just joined the stream, this is Patreon World Championship Qualifier number 27. We're on the loser side, getting close to the end. We have Anthony Alvarado waiting in winners grand finals for the whoever makes it through the gauntlet of the losers bracket right now. This was a stacked event. 42 participants showed up, and it was like that. It was an event. These patrons are getting pretty stacked, I think. Pretty stacked. All right, so the swords has finally expired, and then right into the graceful charity. Drawing 3 from the deck. Sending the Book of Moon and the Thunder Dragon. So it's got to have an answer for this tribe infecting virus already. So if this heavy storm goes through, ooh, setting some really juicy cards over there for the, yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to be it, Hasten. Very, very well played, Hasten. Great game. Great game. I thought that was a good match. I thought you did what you had to do. Maybe some things could have gone different a little bit, but you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do. But keep playing though, man. Keep playing. I like to see what you got going on. I think you will probably end up winning one of these events in due time if you just keep thugging it out, playing cool decks. Okay, let's check out the bracket one more time. We got a bracket, like I stated, we got Anthony Alvarado sitting firmly, resting in the winners finals. We have the gauntlet, so we got ProWeight going into FancyDiesel, but right now we have PatrickZero playing against Slevin. Okay, PatrickZero is another player that I do not recognize. I'm gonna go hop on into that game because he played a really, really cool deck. The last time he or they, I keep saying he, you gotta excuse me on that. The last time they showed up to this event, played a pretty cool deck. Cool sleeves. Oh man, look at these sleeves. Look at this profile picture. PatrickZero might be my favorite person in the whole thing now. So, PatrickZero fan right here. You heard it here first, folks. So he's got the whole swag going on, just dripping all kinds of swag on the picture. Got everything happening here. All right, let's get. So it looks like PatrickZero won the first game. Let me fix that up real quick. Got the cool sleeves. Got the cool deck. Right on. So the DMOC is already firmly placed into the graveyard. Upstart Goblin card destruction for the blue corner. PatrickZero's up a game with another Berserk Gorilla bearing down, doing his thing. Slevin is playing the Warrior strategy, it appears. So Warrior versus Turbo again. Love to see it. Jar of Greed is going to be ripped for the red corner. Adding 1. Double jar. Okay, very cool. Double the jar. Double your pleasure. Double your fun. 2 jar of greeds is better than 1. Write that down. I just made that up. So that's $2,000 coming through the bank. Oh, DMOC. Can I get an MST one time for the red corner? You cannot. So this DMOC did not miss timing. That is going to be a full value DMOC, adding a particular spell to the hand. Perhaps the Upstart Goblin. Okay. Maybe even the Snatch Deal wouldn't have been terrible there based on what the set cards could have been. But it is the flip Blade Knight has been revealed. Blade Knight into Main phase 2 TT is just ridiculous. Don't do that. Let's see if that happens. You must attack. That is true. That is true. PatrickZero knows the rules. Berserk Gorilla must enter the battle phase and he must attack. So go ahead and continue to swing right now. You can't even get out of that. No worries. Everyone caught that. No worries. So that Berserk Gorilla is going to have to end his life right now and get sent to the outer realm. Oh, actually, never mind. The Ring of Destruction has been played, and the Book of Moon hasn't. What a Yu-Gi-Oh match! See, I like stuff like that. That's a cool little situation that just went down. So he still got to attack in, but at least it does not die and takes 200 points less of damage that they would have taken otherwise. Very cool. And the Blade Knight is going to be flipped. And we're going to set up some cards behind that Blade Knight and set another monster in defensive posture. Neat. Okay. So we got we're drawn. We know the Upstart Goblin has been played, adding another 1,000 life points to the red corner's health. And we're going to just try to blast that Blade Knight right into the beefiest, most robust Mirror Force that you could take and send it out of play. But you know PatrickZero does play the Dimension Fusion. Let's see if we can get a glimpse of that card being activated. Perhaps. And we will. There it is. So that's 2,000 life points being played, getting back to Dark Machine of Chaos for a second time, retrieving yet another spell. Maybe I don't think this is the biggest Patreon. Patreons used to get even bigger. They used to get 60 and 70 sometimes, because there was a time where, depending on how many players showed up, there would equate to how many invitations that would be given out. But now it's just going to be the one invite, no matter how many. You just got to hit as long as we hit the 32, there's always going to be an invite associated with the PWCQs. And yeah, back then. So this is not the biggest one. It's definitely they're getting larger though. As the seasons go on, you'll see they'll continue to get a little bit bigger. But this one, it just had a lot of names. These Patreons are, obviously, if someone is paying, because you do have to pay to enter the Patreon events, they're going to be people who are confident enough in their skills to have some type of, opportunity to win. Unless you're me, you know what I'm saying? I'll just get in there, I'll pay, and I'll just play whatever. So this is another Book of Moons. So this is probably why PatrickZero plays all those Book of Moons. Now I'm starting to realize, because there's a lot of Book of Moons being played by the blue corner. I meant to ask this duelist why there were so many in there, but now we're starting to see, because it's getting max value out of a lot of them so far. So that's GG's for Slevin. So we're going to go to 1-1. If I can, whoa, hello. Let's go ahead and, didn't mean to do that. Sorry about that, everyone. If you saw that happen, let's go ahead and update the scoreboard. I don't know if anybody saw that, but maybe no one got a full glimpse. Maybe just avert your eyes for a brief moment. There we go. Very neat. I need to get a second monitor ASAP. I got to do it. I must. I need to. So PatrickZero will be going first with those cool pot of greed sleeves, playing the Upstart Goblin. And we're going to set one in defense. As Slevin, you got to be careful too when you're playing against a deck like what PatrickZero is playing, because they do have access to Dimension Fusion. They do have they might have access to a Lightning Vortex or two. You start throwing around Open the Cross out, guess what? You know what I'm saying? You're just going to fuel the return or fuel the Dimension Fusion play, and it can just get, oh, there it is right there. Speaking of, so now there's going to be probably 3 spies getting banished out of play. So you gotta be careful about that. I don't know if that's, but you have to. What are you gonna do? Playing Nobleman is a big part of your strategy too. I don't know what the right answer is. I really don't. But you know what I'm saying? You gotta figure it out. You gotta ride with it. That's the game. The game is the game. Okay. So he's going to draw it up. 4 cards down to 5. Think about it for a little bit. What is that card that Slevin has as his avatar? Is that punished? Is that punished eagle? That's Crimson Redbird. What is that guy? I can't remember. Very cool. I don't know what that means to Slevin. So we're gonna set another one up. Jargry is played. Maybe we can get a maybe another nobleman to cross out. Reinforcements of the army. So we're probably gonna grab Exile level 2 or Blade Knight here. Going with the Blade Knight. The spies are already out of the way, so you wouldn't mind sending this Blade Knight in over a Dekoichi or Magician of Faith if it can connect, and it will not. Okay, so that's gonna be another Book of Moon setting the Blade Knight if that goes through, and it does. So Book of Moon, Blade Knight, Dekoichi attack is always a cool play if you're the turbo player. If you can get that to go off, but it's got 3 back row, so perhaps it is the Magician of Faith actually. Grabbing back, probably going for the upstart Goblin here. Trying to get in there and get some Trinity going. See if you can do it. Upstart is going to yield 1 card from the deck. All right. Hey, as people are coming in, again, this is Patreon World Championship Qualifier 27. 26 was a couple weeks ago. Dimension Fusion is just played right off the jump, just right away, bringing back those 3 spies that were knocked earlier, kind of like we discussed. If you are just joining us, go ahead and see if you can like the stream to help us push this information a little bit. Maybe people might be interested in seeing what we're doing as well. If you haven't done so already, it would mean a lot to me. So there it is. So now you got the spy, and that's just plusage. That's what I'm saying. This Dimension Fusion is so good. That card is so ridiculously good, and it is criminally underplayed. Just like that, it just got a plus situation out of that Dimension Fusion. We're gonna go ahead and Solemn Judgment, the Dark Magician of Chaos summon, and you get the spy. No, you don't. I'm sorry. I'm tripping. He didn't Dimension Fusion the Dark Magician Chaos. He just Dimension Fusioned. He just summoned the Democ, and it does go to the graveyard there. But now you sit here. Now your knock has turned into a +2 spy situation, and you had to burn your Solemn Judgment. So that's a trade I think that PatrickZero is willing to take there. Pottery is going to take 2. MST is going to hit Lightning Vortex, the pro set Lightning Vortex, and then the Kiko, the Ghost Destroyer, is going to hit the Gravekeeper Spy. Now, do you banish? No way I'm banishing here, and he does it. Oh, you have to turn the Chaos off. You have to turn it off. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, you don't want to get a BLS bearing down on you, a Sork or something like that. So I can see that. But the Snatch Steel is being played, and then we're going to just punch in with this 18. 18 is going to smack in, but oh no, the Call of the Haunted has been played. The Blade Knight has returned. 18 will not connect. Main phase 2 has been issued. Cam says, I can't really imagine a world where you solemn that Democ and not the Dimension Fusion. It allows it, unless he's seen 2 Dimension Fusion in hand. Possibly. I would probably tend to agree with you there, Cam. I think just hitting the Dimension Fusion right away to just kind of nullify all that, but maybe Slevin had better knowledge of what he wanted to do in that strategy. I'm not sure. So he's going to bring out the Exile force. Exile is going to pop the spy with priority and see if we can clean up the Kiko, and it does. So it all worked out. Slevin has now fully regained control of the game. PatrickZero down to 2 cards. Slevin sitting at 3 real cards and a Call of the Haunted. Card D has been played. Card Destruction, sending a Graceful Charity. Yikes, hate to see it. You got to be sick. But the BLS and the Chaos Sorcerer both in the hand, so banishing that Magician of Faith was just so money. If you are Slevin, it worked out perfectly because that BLS would have been all up on your case, and the game would have probably just been over. So it worked out really cool. So he's drawing here. Observe in the graveyard. Premature Burial would just be terrible if you are the red corner. You don't want to see him get that. Having Democ in the graveyard is just repulsive. I don't like seeing it. if I don't have an answer for it. Just having that spell come back to the hand is just that's just a worst case scenario. We'll see. All right, so main one, we're gonna throw out the Genzo. Okay, Genzo's down, and Dimension Fusion is down. So we're gonna set one. So that card must be really cool. That has just been set by the blue corner. Don Zalug is gonna just come right on in with it, swords and all, and we're punching in for 14, and it connects. Trying to get below that 2,000 threshold, so you can't play any more Dimension Fusions. I don't know what that set card was that was kept over. And we're going to set one in defense position, pass it over. DD Warrior Lady is down. DD Warrior Lady is going to pound in, hitting. What are we hitting here? What is DD Warrior Lady going to find? DD Warrior Lady finds. It was a Dekoichi, and then 14 is going to rip that right on back, but the Book of Moon is going to deny it. Solemn Judgment is going to deny that. So, Slevin really wanting to leave Patrick down to no cards, one card topping. It's got to be a winner. Oh, that Bazoo would have been great too. That would have been a great card to have. Can you get something good off the top of the deck? Swords of Revealing Light. Yugi Moto has entered the build, and never mind. Slevin's like, you know what? This game is over. I'm not having it. Oh, wait, yeah, you can't. If you had 900, maybe. Oh man, GG's. I mean, it be like that sometimes. When you got these three bad boys, it's really hard to. It's a lot. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. It's hard to do it. But shout out to you, Patrick, again for I think that's a back-to-back top situation. Did it last time, did it again, playing this cool deck. I'm gonna have to start. You gotta start paying attention. So let's pull that bracket right on back up and see what we got going on here. So we got the FancyDiesel. The FancyDiesel is playing against ProWeight. We gotta jump in there, right? Let's go ahead. That's the next game up that we got. It's already underway. FancyDiesel again, quickly becoming one of the Go Format game, one of our game's best players. I mean, he's absolutely extremely consistent when he's out here balling. It just looks great. Rampage's newest acquisition, I would say. He's very talented Yu-Gi-Oh player. Back in the topping thing, playing. Let's see, we got and Fancy can play a plethora of decks. I had the extreme pleasure of meeting this duelist when I went to the Philly area, and he actually beat me in that event to put me out and secure the invite, taking second place, leaving me with a measly third place. Plays a variety of different decks: Warriors, Turbo, Reasoning Gate, and maybe I think he dabbles in Burn ever so slightly. So playing the Warrior strategy here though, so very cool. Love to see it. We got Carl here on the play, setting behind the Tribe-Infected Fires. Checking the graveyard again. One Thunder Dragon is in hand. Exile Force with priority is going to pop, set, and pass. So we got 1-1. Swords of Revealing Light doing its thing again, showing its effectiveness again in real time. Setting one card, throwing it over to FancyDiesel. FancyDiesel is going to slap it into main phase one. And Nobin across out that. I think that's a Nobin across out off the draw too, I want to say, perhaps. And sets one in defense and throws it over. Swords of Revealing Light has expired. So again, Carl's going to set one behind, set a T set and throw it over. Sorry, I'm having some indigestion right now. BLS is getting slammed in defense position. Will there be a response to this BLS? Will we get a torrential tribute perhaps? And we will not. With priority, he's going to banish. Don's going to flip. Is there a TT here? There is not. Don's going to punch in for 14, and we're going to Sakuretsu that. Carl really wanting to preserve the hand remnants. Preserve the hand. What are you going to do? You got BLS out. You know this thing is going to be heavily protected. This is not a good spot. You don't like bearing down. The golden child is on you. You got to do something about it. You got to make it happen. And you know he's got some support. BLS rarely just gets slammed with no type of protection. So he's putting that thing in attack mode. You know that means the Solemn Judgment's back there. We're going to try to ring it up, and it works. So maybe not. Maybe no book, no ring. Maybe FancyDiesel is just, never mind. You know what? That's what he did to me too. He did that. He called his BLS back. Maybe this is going to get the Solemn Judgment here. and it will not. It will not. Thinking about it though. We're thinking about it. That emoji is up, and he will. He will play the solemn judgment. BLS is back yet again. So now Carl, one card versus the mighty BLS. We're gonna book him up here because that would be game if you didn't. Off the top of the deck, Graceful Charity being played main phase 2. And he's calling GGs. He's calling GGs. I would have just drew the card. I think you got to draw it. You got to draw the card. Maybe you can get, I don't really know what card you can get in that situation. Maybe, yeah, you got no light and dark. Maybe you can go Graceful into a dark into your own BLS. And maybe this card's nothing. I don't know. But shout out to FancyDiesel. GG's well played, both players. Moving on. Okay. Very, very cool. So we have, looks like it's going to be FancyDiesel versus Slevin. It appears to be a Warrior mirror. And then we got Rabid. So it's just, I think, so last week we had a Turbo fiasco. We had a festival of Turbo. And now it looks like we have a Warrior soiree. I mean, I think Rabid might be playing Turbo. But there's a ton of Warriors. It just rotates, man. People see the weaknesses, they see what's going on, and they overcorrect sometimes. So maybe next week it's going to just be a control fest. I don't know. Probably not. Play some control, folks. Somebody play some control, man. Those decks are just down horrendous right now. So they're still reporting. We will have FancyDiesel versus Slevin coming up quite soon. Keep it locked. What they say? Keep it locked. All right. Stay tuned. Make sure you go ahead and like the stream if you haven't done so already. If you're just tuning in again, thank you all for joining us on this beautiful Sunday, wherever you are at in the world and whatever your weekend plans are. Hope you had a great weekend. I know I did. It was good. It come to an end too quick. I have to go back to work tomorrow, which is trash. But guess what? You know what I'm saying? It was good while we had it. Now it is done. Okay, we're still waiting. I believe. Oh, what am I doing here? Let's get out of there. Slevin or FancyDiesel is hosting up right now for Slevin. We're going to hop right on into that as it takes place. But yeah, what'd you guys get into this weekend? Did you guys do anything fantastic, anything fun and magical, anything filled with joy, love, and laughter? Did you go outside? How's the weather? All that while we're waiting. Somebody let me know how you guys are feeling out there in Goat World at this current juncture in space and time as we're hurling through the universe on spaceship Earth, kicking it out here together. Man. Still waiting, sitting, waiting, wishing. Oh man. Do 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 do. All right. Just woke up, so tired. Okay. Get back. Take a little. You know what? When I wake up and I'm tired, I just try to get like 5 more quick ones in there. Try to speed run 5 more big ones in there, and then you know what I'm saying. That'll kind of help you feel like you got some back. So if you can set your alarm a little bit early and then get 5 more quick ones, that'll make it feel like you just scam some time from yourself. But FancyDiesel's out here. He's coming in, going first with a pot and shoot. Very disrespectful activity. Going first, playing pot of greed and trap does shoot like that. Hate to see it if you are Slevin. Love it if you are FancyDiesel. Sending both of those cards to the grave and getting full presentation of the enemy hand. Kiko is down, and Kiko's going to just swing on in here and see if it connects. It won't, because Sakuretsu Armor will send that Kiko to the graveyard. Shuffle it up. I hate trap does shoot with the passion of 1,000 suns. That card is just too crazy. Snipe in the Solemn Judgment. So this game is already just going that direction with it. Hate to see it if you are the blue. Got three cards. Now enemy Kiko, and he knows what's going to happen to it. Maybe it connects. Of course it will. It won't. Sakuretsu Armor, enemy Sakuretsu Armor. These Warrior Mirrors crack me up, man. I think they're just so funny. It's like 2 just rowdy cowboys in an old bar just punching each other in the face nonstop. Just like not blocking, and they're just slapping each other. And whoever could just get slapped of last wins. And usually goes to the guy with the most cards. And It's so funny. Just boom, boom, boom. Just haymakers, man, nonstop. Just all right. Will you match it? Will you match? Who sets first? Whoever sets first loses. All right. BLS. Yep. That BLS first is going to banish the DD Warrior Lady, and the Donald Z is down. 14. It will connect. So yeah, we're gonna rip that level 2, which was pretty much worthless at this point. Draw one. Is it double? Is it Nobleman Exile Force? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and send it. Rip the BLS. Graceful. Do we solemn that? Nope. Graceful. Find 3. Pick the best one. Send it. I think you want to get a. Maybe you need like a. Maybe snatch. Maybe. Or something you can at a minimum set. Throwing out the ring, so it's got to be a very good card that just was set by the uh, by the by the blue corner. So it's Mystic Sword level 2 is going to come in, hit with the Dawn. Hit with the level 2. Okay, so taking both of those, what could that card be that was so valuable to keep over the Ring of Destruction and the Heavy Storm? Must be something dope. I don't know. So, but right now we're going to go ahead and continue on pressing. So it was the Mirror Force. The Mirror Force was the card that was kept. Electing to just eat that damage just to kind of maybe lure the opponent into summoning more cards and get a big old value out of it. And bring down the beefy blade. The blade is boosted. Drawing one card. What will it be? It will be a premature burial. The burial has been prematured, and we're going to grab the exiled force. The gang is in town, popping the Blade Knight, hanging on, doing everything you can to try to maintain the balance. It is very difficult. Graceful Charity has been played. Sending out Solemn Judgment. Oh man, so you know you got some units in the hand if you're throwing out Solemn Judgment. Breaker is a unit. We're going to go ahead and negate the summon of the Breaker, the Magical Warrior, sending that to the graveyard. Oh, let me update. I'm sorry. You guys are right. I'm sorry. This is me. I need to just, you know what? I might just take these things off of here because I am just so bad at updating the crap. Or I can just get better. I mean, I can stop, I can just get better at it. Let's move this over a little bit too. There, that is. So yes, this is game 1. Actually, now it is game 2 because that is how that whole thing went. So we got FancyDiesel securing game 1. Slevin played it well though. He did everything he could. In these Warrior Mirrors, that's kind of what it comes down to sometimes. Who can just punch the most and the longest, and whoever lasts the longest kind of just wins the day. And it just so happened to work out for FancyDiesel at that time. Going first is quite the advantage too. But going into the game 2 situation, the side decks, how prepared are you to play in this mirror? That's what you gotta. What cards did you use? How much slots did you dedicate for the control? How much slots did you dedicate for the reasoning gates and burn and all that stuff? We'll see. We're gonna find out here very soon. And FancyDiesel does have an interview up from the GOAT Grand Prix, as I mentioned before. It's on the website, on the YouTube page. So whenever you get done with this stream or you have some time, go back and check that out and get to know some of these players. That's kind of one of my big incentives because GOAT format is going to be GOAT format. I mean, the card pool isn't going to change. Some of the strategies don't. There aren't like huge sweeping changes in the strategies, but the players do change. And I really like to get to know people, and you can kind of understand their playing styles if you can get an idea of what their personalities are like. So go over there and check that out and get to know what FancyDiesel's all about and what he's all into and why he plays warrior strategy. So Breaker's going to come down. He's going to just shotgun that counter and hit the premature burial, sniping for the Solemn Judgment. Couldn't quite hit it and punching in for 16. Let's see if we can get another card from the back row. We won't. The Breaker will just go ahead and just take the 16 to the dome of the blue corner and pass it over. Dust Tornado will be played though, however. Finding the Ring of Destruction. That's a dope card to hit. I feel so good when I see Ring of Destruction in the graveyard. I am telling you, that's another card that is just absolutely the bane of my existence. Getting Ring for game feels terrible, but seeing it in the graveyard early is always good. So Pot of Greed now finding the blue corner. And super duper early BLS. I'm talking extreme early BLS, like a right away BLS. That is just now ring for game. Watch this, and I'm sick, and I'm sick. Let's see, and I'm sick. Oh, I'm absolutely livid right now. Dang. Oh man, that feels bad. That's a feel bad. Sorry. Oh man, that feels terrible. Okay, 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 okay. Sorry. Okay, pot graceful turn to BLS swing ring for swing in a ring, dude. That is just how it be, man. God dang. Okay, okay. Game three, baby. All right, let's update the sheet. Okay, we're gonna go. Man, yikes, very yikes. So we're gonna set up the blade. We're gonna go full. Will we get one more? Nope. We're gonna go junior whopper, no cheese. We're gonna go no cheese on the whopper, but he is 2,000. So we got one card in hand. Splevin's gonna go ahead and Rhoda reinforcements of the army, bringing out the Zombira, the dark. Some people say Zombira. I say Zombira. Some people always say Zombira. I think that's cool. Some people say Zombria. I also think that's cool too. But I like Zombira. Maybe it's my southern acumen, I suppose. But he's gonna Zumbai to the Zumbai bye. See you later with the Sakurazu armor in the graveyard is where he belongs. Dark monster is secured. Set 3 and throw it over. The Mobius, the Frost Monarch, is down. The Mobius. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can get a Solemn Judgment rip. We're just gonna go ahead and splash the Torrential Tribute right now, but you still get another quality pop hitting the Sakuretsu armor. So that's oh man, we're gonna call this dude right on back to the field with this premature burial. Premature is gonna grab the Mobius yet again, and he's going to punch in for 24 and another Saku. So this sets where Saku, there was no Solemn Judgment down there, folks. There was not a sound. It was Saku torrential. Slevin doesn't care. That's what that means. He's like, but I guess the enemy side had a bunch of sets anyway, so it didn't matter. But still, that's cool. That's bold. That's bold. Saku torrential. The DD, the warrior lady from the different dimension has landed, and we're gonna swing in with 15. A nice full body 15. That's a great stat line. 15 and 16. I like that. 15, but this guy is going to come in. Enemy controller one time? Nope. It's going to be pound in, take the 300, and yoink you right on out of the, right on into second dimension there. Mobius into torrential into premature is how SDL beat me like 5 times in a row. I've seen SDL beat dozens of people like that. I think that's like that's his whole win condition. That's his whole win move. Is Mobius into premature burial is how he wins a lot. Seen it a ton of times. That's just I don't know. It's a really cool combo. It's really good a good situation of cards. We're gonna Rhoda though. Rhoda's out. Reinforcements of the army. Marauding captain with that haircut that he's got there. Blade Knight. Rhoda for Blade. Is there I don't know who gets Rhoda for the most. Maybe Rhoda for Exile. Sometimes Rhoda for level 2, but I think Blade has got to be the close second or close third for most roted guy. Zumbira probably is Rhoda for Zumbira is close. It's kind of probably about 5th or 6th. Into the swords. So enemy swords being played by Slevin. Tupac makes Blade Knight 2K. Huh. Tupac makes Blade Knight 2K. I don't get it, Mayberry. I'm trying to make the connection between never mind. You're talking to Tupacalypse over there. I'm like I thought you were talking about Tupac the legendary rapper Tupac Shakur. I didn't realize you were talking to another person in the comments named Tupacalypse. Tupacalypse now. That sounds like a cool rap mixtape if I had to call it. If I had to make a mixtape called Tupacalypse now, that'd be sick. Like making I don't know. We'll talk about that later. That's another conversation. Anyway, so we got a red corner. He's gonna bring out this Breaker, the Magical Warrior. Breaker is going to gain the counter, use the counter, and just swing into the dark, hitting the set delinquent duo. That thing is It's not that great right now. It's not that great. It's a great turn one versus the Warriors, but later on it just gets worse and worse and worse. And he's gonna punch in over this guy. We're gonna book the ninja. Okay, main two, nothing, no response, no further additional sets. And a ninja is down for the red corner. So let's check in the graveyard real quick. We got double Saku Torrential already in there, so maybe Mirror Forest, but it is not. We have 18 coming in live and direct. So Fancy is getting some quality out of the Book of Moon there, getting that card back and some, but Kiko might have something to say about it. Shaking the beads, Bald Head is going to bear down onto the Breaker the Magic Warrior, and it will connect through 3 back row. Okay, so now we might have an issue, but there is a light monster still on the board. Basically removing the Mobius in one of the light monsters. Very interesting. Maybe trying to play around the Call of the Haunted, afraid of that Mobius coming back yet again, but now you might have to. I guess it really didn't matter either because the Ninja Grand represents a light monster, and unless you have a way to remove that, it still would have eventually found its way to the graveyard. So I guess it's not the worst to keep that, you know, online or whatever. All right, so the tribe infecting virus is down, and we're going to think about it. We got some typing. He's calling for priority, so that means that he has. Whoa, why did he call warrior? What's going on, party people? Why did he declare warrior there? Am I missing something? What's going on here? Somebody. What? What? Hold up. What? Hold up. Come on, man. Wait. Hold up. I'm confused. Is that legal? Wait. I'm lost. Never mind. We're just gonna pretend like that just didn't happen. Anyway, so the Book of Moon has been played. The Kiko did not connect. I think FancyDiesel just had a minor lapse in just mental ambiguity, or just maybe he's tired, maybe partying. You know, it's a party time of year. That was interesting. That was quite peculiar. I don't know what happened there. Okay, so he brought out Tribe and killed his own guy. I thought he had like a cool. Yeah, I think he meant to go spellcaster there. I think. Or, man, that's rough. Usually to prevent that from happening, I just completely stay out of the chat box when I do that. When I come out with the tribe, I'll stay completely out of the chat, and I'll just point. I'll point to the thing that I want to kill and just kill it that way instead of trying to type what I want to do. Because he clearly wanted to kill Kaiku there, and he killed his own guy, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know. I don't dig it. I don't dig it. That was, okay, but it is what it is. I mean, I'm not the judge of this event. I'm not, I'm just broadcasting here. But again, shout out to both. That was just a mistake. I mean, people make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. Come on, man. It is what it is. It happens. Time to go to sleep. Sleep time. So yeah, he's probably just exhausted. Probably been partying hard over this whole weekend and just tried to sign up and play some GOAT format Yu-Gi-Oh! And just completely just had a complete brain blast. And it happens. I do it all the time. No big deal. We're gonna move on. So FancyDiesel is going to fall to Slevin. Slevin versus Rabid. Rabid and Slevin will play, and then the winner of that will play Alvarado. They must beat him twice in order to move on and win the Patreon or Premium World Championship Qualifier 27. PWCQ. So let's go ahead and reset. We got a reset situation here. Bring that down to there and here to here. Cool. All right. So we're gonna sit here and we'll wait for them to load up here. Let's see if we got some hosting in the building. We do not. Okay. Man, that was rough. I'm sorry. I had to go down like that. FD. I like FancyDiesel a lot. I think he's a phenomenal Yu-Gi-Oh player. I can't again. Most of these players that you see that are consistently making it to the tops and just winning all the time, I think it just kind of detracts from a lot of the naysayers. You know, they say go for it. And again, I personally am also, and I'm playing both sides of the fence with my takes, but I do feel that there is an error. It's a high variance game. You know, there is a luck aspect to this game. There is. I'd be lying if I say that there wasn't. But there's also something to say to the fact that the same people are are always making it far in these events, and they're always, you know, doing very well and winning. And I can't really call it 100% luck. It's got to be a skill aspect to it as well, and a deck building aspect and a intuition type thing. I don't know, but I think that's something to be said. And Fancy is notoriously making deep runs in all sorts of different events. So it's no just taking it the way. It was just a lapse in mental judgment. Perhaps he said he's very tired. But cool. So we got Slevin is hosting for Rabid. Rabbit is another legacy player. He played for a long time. Who's that? Is that Lucas G? You want to come in? You want to come in, Lucas? Of course. Call me on Discord, and we can come. You can come on in. Let me Discord. Let me move that out the way. Sorry, you guys can see my Discord here. Actually, let me move that over here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, Lucas G, if you call me, sorry guys, you're just looking at my messy shizzle over here for a second. Now it should be out of the way now. Yeah, Lucas, if you got time, you want to come in, I would love to have you in here. If you want to just give me a call on the thing, and we could do it. Oh, here he is. Okay. Hello, Lucas.
Hi,
Hello. Can you guys hear Lucas? Let me know if you can hear Lucas G. He's in the building right now. How are you doing today, my Swedish friend?
I'm doing very well. I had a rough night last night.
Were
Played
you?
poker, had lots of drinks, but I'm recharged, and
That's what's
I
up.
saw that there was a goat stream, and that sounds
Of
just
course.
about what I feel like doing.
Of course, Lucas. I wouldn't have it any other way. Finally, you know what I'm saying? Lucas G is in the building. If you guys don't know who he is the Swedish machine, the bombshell, the meatball control man himself, doing his thing out here. 400s, LRG in the building. Shout out to you, Lucas. Okay,
Thank you for that great introduction. So what are we watching?
we're going into Splevin. This is going to be the losers finals of Patreon Championship qualifier number 27, I believe. We've got Splevin versus Rabbit.
Rabid.
The game should be up. They just left.
Yeah, they started.
Okay, I'm in. I'm going in right now. Okay, cool. There we go. I believe the winner of this then goes into Alvarado. All right, so Upstart being played by the blue corner. What do you think about this metagame right now, Lucas? What are your hot takes on what is going on with our metagame currently right now?
Well, I think after Worlds, we will see people dare to innovate a bit more.
Mm,
Uh, Turbo's still on top, but I think Warriors is pretty good, especially seeing as a lot of turbo decks are focused on beating each other right now.
yeah, and
So
it's,
yeah,
it's
very
it's
very fun. It's an exciting time, I think, because there's a lot of new things still being tried out.
it's funny you mention that because Patreon 26 that happened last week or a few weeks ago, it was just a turbo fest, and now this one is the opposite. Is now a warrior domain. So I think that's pretty interesting. There's still a lot of room to do what you got to do. So Splevin has two set double upstart from the blue corner, single upstart from the red corner. Drawing
Yeah,
one,
so I
make this
think
one.
maybe that's a natural reaction to last week being, or last time being a
Yeah.
turbo fest, when maybe the turbo decks start teching beat each other.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the Warriors decks might also tech to beat the Turbo decks, and then in this matchup, that would favor the Warrior decks one.
I think that's something to be said, and that's what keeps our game like fresh. You know, we do play. It is a lot of the same decks, and a lot of the same cards are played. I can't deny that fact. But to have a finger on the pulse of the metagame and understanding like what's going on, what's going to be good at certain times, that takes a divine skill. That's not something that is just intuitive. If you just come with the exact same deck every single time, I think you might hit it and you might not sometimes, depending on what everyone else is doing. You have to kind of tailor it to each specific thing. So,
Yeah, you have to react accordingly to the small changes in the metagame that we see between every tournament.
mm-hmm. So we got a graceful charity coming down from Rabid. Rabid, after getting that Magician of Faith, knocked two faiths.
Yeah, I don't think he's too unhappy with that. Trading the Fae for the Nobleman would have been a disaster if it had been run over by the Blade Knight. Page's Mind Control, and this is what I was referring to. If you're main decking Mind Control, that's very good against Turbo, but it's not very good at all against Warriors.
Yeah, unless they hit you with like a really early BLS or something like that, or they get you with the Kiko. Sometimes they'll have Kiko just sitting up there and it'll just shut your whole life down. But
Yeah,
a timely
there are
mind control,
spots where
yeah.
there are definitely spots where Mind Control can be useful against Warriors, but of course, if you knew you were playing Warrior against Warriors, you wouldn't put Mind Control
No
in your
way,
deck.
no way, no way, no way. But honestly, and this is me being honest. I think I would rather have mind control versus Warriors than Nobleman or Crossout if I had to pick.
Yeah, I think that's very fair.
If I had to pick,
Depends, of course, on Tsukiyomi and stuff. It's
yeah,
quite common that you go Tsukiyomi, try to run over the warrior, it gets Saku'd, and then main phase 2, you go for the nobleman.
true.
But yeah, Mind Control is probably the better card between them.
Okay,
Hey, Delinquent Duo.
delinquent duos
So
being played.
Rabbit fought for a moment there before discarding the Knight Assailant to the Graceful, which is worth noticing.
Probably maybe thinking about keeping it perhaps. Maybe trying not to trying to protect the graveyard from an enemy Kiko coming down and sending your darks out of play. But the snatch deal. Okay, let's see what happens here. Just dusting
Yeah,
it
so I
out.
was gonna say, I don't think Slevin has a judgment set, because then they might have set more back row alongside the card.
Mm,
So it's the Dust Tornado. Splevin chooses to discard the Socrates armor, which makes a lot of sense. As battle traps aren't very good against the turbo deck.
all right. Main phase one, set one up, full value Blade Knight, and you're going to go ahead and punch in for 2,000. But there is a Sakaretsu armor, and it is main deck too. So this is game one. So having the main deck Sakaretsu armor in turbo again, maybe he had a good read on the metagame and elected to keep the Sakaretsu armor's main deck, which is kind of falling
Wow,
out of
that's
favor a little
super
bit.
cool. That's super cool. Because you said it was it's been a warrior fest, and I guess if you want to win in a warrior fest with turbo,
You
you
have to
would
have
like
it.
to main deck Socrates armor.
And torrential tribute. Wow, this is a good torrential tribute too. Getting value from the Sangan, clearing the DD Warrior Lady, and getting a card back from your deck.
Yeah, very good. So I think you might want to grab. I don't really know. Serpent? Okay, that makes sense. Because you kind of want the light, but the faves are already gone, so
It's really
yeah.
not unless you play the main deck DD Warrior Lady. But Call of Haunted is going to bring back what do we got in the graveyard? Maybe 2,000. Might be bearing down. Grabbing the blade. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna push damage.
thing is, the Blade Knight doesn't deal with the Serpent.
You just wall it up.
So you could make a case for the Warrior Lady there, but I'm not sure which is better.
I don't know.
So
Maybe
Splevin.
it's just like he's like, you know what? I'm just trying to get maximum damage. We're gonna wing blast. Wing blast and standby
Oh,
phase. We're gonna send the set card. Okay, so this might be time to no.
Thunder Dragon? Thunder Dragon Chaos? Or just a
Yep,
Tsukiyomi
there it
maybe?
is, a
Oh,
Thunder
Thunder Dragon
Dragon.
Chaos. Yep.
and maybe the BLS could be, BLS could kind of put a little bow on this thing, 2 turn clock type situation. Let's see what happens.
I don't know what the Splevin's back row
Nothing.
was that was sent to the top.
Hopefully it's not Solemn Judgment. That would just be. Oh, it's Sork though. It's a little guy. It's a little brother. It's not the big. It's not the big boy.
The Splevin is on Upstart Goblin and Jar of Greed, so I wonder how many battle traps we're running. Probably at most 2 Saku, which would leave him with quite few outs to the sorcerer here.
Yeah.
Interesting to banish the Blade Knight and not just run it over. I'm not sure why, cause yeah, I think banishing is probably better to deny the premature burial. And also in the cases where Splevin goes premature burial for Warrior Lady and banishes, then there's no light in Splevin's graveyard anymore. So we know that Rabid has double Thunder Dragon, and there's one of them. So this would be
Oh,
39, which is quite a lot of pressure.
sorry about that. I had to step away a little bit. Excuse me if you hear the noise in my background. I do apologize for that. It's just life is happening all around me at all times. So I'll try to keep it low out there. If you're out there tuning in, just pretend you're here with me as we're doing this. Sorry about that.
Couldn't hear anything.
You hear nothing? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, it's getting busy in my background over here, but it is what it is. Okay, so send the serpents back. 1900 left. 1900, 5100. Checking the
Yeah,
opponent graveyard.
maybe it was a ring that was sent back by the Wind Blast.
Could it have been that dust shoot as well, perhaps? Or was that already set from the
Could have been.
previous time? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
it could have been. But I think it would have made more sense to keep the dust shoot in the ring. So
Oh,
just dead at the.
so
Wow,
wow,
this could
high
be.
risk.
Wow.
This hits the key code direct. I think this might be it. So we're getting the serpent out of there. Probably gonna grab
I
the
just want.
hits
Yeah.
the night
The
assailant.
last card in hand is a Thunder Dragon, so
Okay,
you
yeah,
couldn't deny the light.
and that's gonna be it.
Wow.
That's going to be it. So even Rabbit with the turbo deck, with the main deck Sakuretsu armor, getting some high Trinity value early on, was not able to secure the victory. That's rough. You hate to see that. I mean, especially getting the charity going, getting the duo going, getting the soccer. You want to win those games, and then when you don't, that's a slightly tilting experience. But you know
Yeah, for sure.
that's the game. That is the
I'm
game.
always I'm always happy to see Warriors beat up on Turbo.
I think a lot of
It's
people
good
are.
game.
Me personally, and I've said this before in the War League server and other places. Like I think Turbo is a good deck. I think it's too good. I take joy when any Turbo player loses to any deck at all. I think when Turbo is losing, I think the game is better, in my opinion. Like this Worlds event was so good to me. Like I enjoyed it so much because Turbo didn't do as well as it should have. I think so. Whenever Turbo's losing, I'm all for it. No matter who's doing the winning, even Reasoning Gate and Burn especially, don't care. I'm just a hater
Yeah,
though.
no, I like seeing those decks in tournaments just cause we don't see them much. If we did see them much, then I wouldn't like them, right? But,
Yeah.
okay, so T set from Rabid. Often you're going to set a spy here, but you can mix it up with Sangan, Serpent, even Dekoichi.
So money match. Then let me get a play of what I'm sir. Nah, man, I can't eat any. If I eat another play of anything Thanksgiving related, bro, I might just explode, bro. I'm done. I'm done with the Thanksgiving food. It's over.
Okay, so it is the spy. And this is a big problem for Splevin. Very interesting that they went for the Blade Knight rota
Yeah.
and not something like a Mystic Swordsman level 2.
Right, or exiled usually is what the grab is there. Trying to I don't know, that might have been a little greedy A little greedy for Slevin.
It could suggest that Slevin has BLS in hand and they wanted to get a light. That was
Possibly.
a deciding factor. Sometimes you open a hand with like BLS, Kaiku, and a Rhoda, and it's very tempting to grab the Blade Knight in those scenarios.
Okay, okay. How's the tourney going? So far we are in the losers finals. That's what this match is. And the winner of this goes on to play Alvarado. It seemed like a good tournament. I didn't see a lot of it. I had some stuff going on. I had to go run some errands and take care of some of my own personal business. But catching the games we saw so far, we saw a lot of cool decks, a lot of cool things happening, a lot of turbo, a lot of warriors. All the mainstays you come to know and love so far have been kind of getting busy. But it's so far so good. It's been a great event, as they all are. A lot of talented players coming out here to play some Go format on a Sunday, beautiful Sunday. All right, so we're going to MST that in M phase, hitting the Dust Tornado, throwing it over to the blue corner. Like you said, Lucas, man, just
Yeah,
sitting here behind these spies is where you don't want to be as a warrior player. You just,
yeah, especially seeing as we didn't even have a Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke.
yeah.
So at this point, maybe just waiting to find the Ninja Grandmaster or even a tribe. It's always interesting to me in these spots as the warrior player whether or not to develop, say, a Kaiku
Mm-hmm.
next to the Blade Knight. But I think that's often a mistake because that turns off the Blade Knight effect that denies the flips.
Oh,
So often you want to leave the Blade Knight alone.
maybe. Let's see if we can get a. Let's see if we can. What's going to happen here? Maybe we'll get a pop swing situation, or maybe they get bold.
This is so rough. If you have a ring here, you might not use it. Yeah, I think Judgment's similar.
All right, so
You
Rabid's going
probably
to
would use the ring.
push maximum damage here, punching in, clearing both, and swinging in with both of the Gravekeeper spies for 2,400.
This is very aggressive. It leaves you weak to Dom Salug as well in some scenarios. And overall exposes the spies. Oh, there's the breaker.
So the breaker
And
probably trying to get
now,
a quality two for hit. Wow, that is a good breaker. Breaker hit Mirror Force. What more can you ask for? And you're getting to clean up one of these spots, and you're cleaning up both of the spies. So Lucas, maybe you were correct. That worked out great for Slevin here. And he's able to clear both of those spies. Had he had left one in defense position, was that 1,200 damage worth it? Looking back at it, probably not. Now your whole defensive system is just offline, and now you got two beefy monsters staring you down. So Splevin's probably got a whole monster clogged hand, as you alluded to earlier, because not electing to set any other cards beside the Solemn Judgment is a firm indicator that they're sitting on something. But this Berserker Gorilla's down, and he's pissed. And he's going to come in and just crash over this Blade Knight for another plus on the blue corner.
yeah, I think that maybe was an overextension by Rabid. It really mostly gets punished by exactly breaker though, so that's somewhat unfortunate. This gorilla though could definitely dominate. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Exile Force.
Finding the answer for it right away, getting the Exile Force to send that mad, angry gorilla to the graveyard and coming in for another 16 that connects.
Yeah, just another back row. And I think generally, I think this is very close. Because Rabid is at a decent life total, still has some cards to work with, not under huge amounts of pressure. But there's always that looming threat that there could be a BLS coming down in the future. And the light is already in the graveyard for Slevin, and once you manage to deal with this breaker, then that's the dark as well. Graceful. Insane.
Nice. You gotta love that. A nice, timely, graceful charity. Nice,
So what you
timely.
would really want here for Rabbit is to find a Thunder Dragon to get the light, so that you can maybe drop a Sorcerer even to banish the breaker. That would be excellent. Or even set up a game shot with something like Storm BLS, of course.
Mm, 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 mm. Okay, okay, okay. So I was thinking about it. Long time on the discard here.
Yeah, I think this is something good players do. You can't spend an infinite amount of time making decisions, but you can spend a little while once in a while. And the good players often choose to spend this time when resolving Graceful Charity.
Yeah. I've noticed. I noticed in a lot of my games is I sink my ship a lot with my Graceful Charity discards. That's where I lose a lot of games right here at this critical moment. I'll discard the wrong thing and just always have this undying regret of what I just sent to the graveyard, and it always comes back, kicks me every single time. Unless it's like very obvious, like if it's Double Knight Assailant or if it's Thunder Dragon Serpent or something. But when it's in those situations where I don't have like a clear, hey, this is what you should discard, that's why I just jack it up, and it'll sink my ship from time to time. But sending
Yeah,
out the Thunder
I
Dragon,
think that's true for a lot of players. So yeah, that's really fun. When you discard the Thunder Dragon to the charity.
that's rough. So that just lets you know, like, hey, but it's still no Sork to go along with it, and sending the
Yeah,
Regeki
very
break.
interesting. Oh, Dawn Salug.
We're gonna
There's a
just
trade.
TT that
Well,
right
is
here.
that a Stangan?
It is.
It is. Very
Wow.
nice. That's gonna grab probably Serpent. Could go for Faith. Does go for Faith. Has the charity. Slevin has already normal summoned. You wouldn't normally want to drop a BLS here. Oh,
Oh.
but he does.
Oh, shows what you
Yeah, I
know.
think that's why he grabbed that Blade Knight in one.
Yeah, they might be right. He probably was holding that thing for a
So
long time. Real,
Ring could be lethal here if Rabid takes it.
realizing that that torrential tribute might be an indicator that there was no response to the battle phase, bringing down the BLS and just electing to swing right on in with 3,000. That is
Wow.
a hearty, meaty 3,000 that just connected, and it is ring
There it
as
is.
well. Wow. Oh my
Nice.
goodness. He did that. That
That
was the
was
second.
nice.
Slevin has ring per game twice so far that we've seen. Yike, oh yikes. Wow. Well, very well played by both by Slevin and Rabbit. Rabbit played well as well, but now you got to kick yourself because you threw the Regeki break out. That Regeki break could have been set and he could have saved you. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm
Yeah, it's
saying?
very interesting
You
because
see what I'm
he
saying?
also could have had the discard fodder with the Thunder Dragon
Yeah, he
too,
could have
right?
had the discard. He could have had a Thunder Dragon and the Regeki break. I would love to see what these cards are that was kept over those cards. You know, because it makes
I'm
you.
checking right now.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it
I'll let you know.
rocking. Let me know what those cards were that were kept over that, and we can see. 'Cause that every time that's me. Like I always have this regret, this looming regret of what things could have been if they were not the way that they are. But that's how you got to do it sometimes. Shout out to Slevin. So now we got Alvarado versus Slevin in the finals. Warrior on warrior on warrior violence happening, taking place currently right now. Underway. It should be Slevin's hosting right now. Alvarado is probably still doggy sitting. So everyone, shout out again. We're going into the grand finals. This is the grand finals. If Alvarado wins this, it ends. If Slevin wins, he has to reset the bracket and do it again. So if you're just tuning in, that is what's going on right now. Patreon World Championship qualifier number 27. Make sure, if you haven't done so, go ahead and hit the like button on the stream. Maybe people might be walking by doing their thing and come across the stream and be like, oh, snap, what is this? Goat format? What is that goat format? Oh, I recognize Pot of Greed. I know what a Graceful Charity is. I know what a Blade Knight is. Let me know more about this. They'll tune in and they'll hear my sultry radio voice. WK.9, The Box, bringing you smooth jams. Go Patreon 27. Something like that. And they'll be like, oh, snap, man, let me get more information. Let me play some GOAT format Yu-Gi-Oh! What is that all about? And then they'll join the coalition with all of us, and we'll all be Goatians together. Okay, so the game is on. Get your game on. Again, shout out to all the staff holding it down, as always, running these events, setting it up. Ivan Rosito, our dope player we have in our community, probably one of the best players we got in our whole game, is taking the mantle, donning the cape and cowl as head judge, doing a fantastic job. So if you see him around the Discord, make sure you give him a shout out and some love for taking the time, volunteering to do that, and everyone else behind the scenes that is making this whole thing happen. So we got some duo on duo violence. Duo hitting BLS should be illegal. We have another duo from the enemy side hitting Ninja Grand and Don's of Luke, so that should be less illegal because light and dark have been established for the red corner, or excuse me, for the blue corner.
Yeah, this is a blistering start.
They're both
I
sending
don't think Slevin is too worried about discarding the BLS. Yes, it's very slow here.
sniping
Wait,
the solemn
Slevin didn't
judgment.
have bombs. Oh, this could be really good for Anthony, but it's so close. These games are often decided by a card advantage.
Mm. Anthony is in a great position. What was that card? Did you ever go back and see what the decision was?
It was an incredibly tough spot. They had the Swords of Revealing Light, they had the third Spy.
Mm,
Their stat card was a Heavy Storm.
mm.
They could have gone lots of different ways there, and I think unfortunately uh, probably chose one of the worst options in this specific spot. Rabid did.
Oh, man, I hate to see it.
Yeah, it's a very tough spot though. I sent you a picture.
Mm. I have to check. I'll have to check it later. I'll check it later. I
Yeah,
don't want
yeah.
to pull that on stream. But again, shout out to Rabbit for doing well. Hopefully they keep playing. I mean, he's getting very close each time. It's getting closer and closer and closer to winning one of these things and qualifying for the world championship. So it's just a matter of time before it happens. One of these days,
Yeah, Rabid has a
it all
bright
comes
future
together.
for sure.
100%.
So the players keep training one for one, but Alvarado is up a card. But now Slevin has a point of pressure. And that Kaiku connects, that's very surprising. That's gonna shut off
Right.
BLS and make Call of the Haunted and Premature Burial worse. Yeah, takes the
Okay.
1800s out. I'm
Wow.
not sure what Anthony could be sitting on set. Be cards like Nobleman, Dust
Maybe,
Shoot.
maybe Dust Shoot and Nobleman. That's usually game ones where these warrior match game ones typically go south. Is whoever draws their Dust Shoots and Noblemans first typically lose, and maybe Alvarado's sitting on Dust Shoot Nobleman Town.
Yeah, the
Try.
decks are so built for trading one for one that if you draw a couple of dead cards, often that makes the difference.
I'm
Oh,
gonna go
Dust
ahead.
Tornado. You
Oop,
might Judgment here
if
if
he's
you're
got it,
Slevin.
let's see if we can get a judgment. There is no judgment, but there is a call of the
All of
haunted.
the Haunted.
You might have to judgment this if you are Alvarado.
See if Anthony was saving a Judgment last time when the Premature was played. And yes, Anthony was.
Is there a enemy judgment? Is there a return Splevin judgment? There
Yep.
is.
And I think this is gonna be the game.
That's gonna do
Nice.
it. So Splevin takes that resists the beatdown and claims victory into game one. So I say that, and I'll go ahead and update the chart to reflect that information. Dang it.
Similar
Okay.
to Ivan Rosito, Anthony Alvarado, also one of the absolute best players in the game right now.
It's not even close. It's a landslide. I think it's a few other players, but it's Ivan and AJT and Alvarado. They're on this island by themselves,
Yep,
and then there's a
sure.
huge gap, and then there's a lot of other players that kind of get there. But I mean, it can grow. I mean, it just takes time and playing. But this you're talking decades and decades of play that these players have dedicated to this game. So it's more than just luck. It's got to be something else involved with it. Upstart Pot agreed. Is there a better combo? I don't know. Runner.
It's
Cool.
very fun to see warrior decks playing Upstart and Jar of Greed. Opens up a lot of decisions in deck building.
Mm.
Sets and monster. Could that be the infamous Gravekeeper Spy that warrior decks
I'm,
like
I'm,
citing?
I'm telling you, Lucas. I said this last time when we were doing the turkey stream that appeared that we just did. I was like,
Yeah.
man, I'm gonna start keeping my noblemans in versus these damn warrior players, man, because they keep doing this. They can't keep getting away with this, dude. They keep setting game two. They'll be setting more than the turbo deck. They're just setting all the cards, and I take my knocks out, and they're just getting away with this little willy nilly. I think I'm gonna start just keeping it in, and then I'll lose, and I'll be like, dang, I should
Yeah, I
have took it
mean,
out.
you try that, and I'll make sure to play warriors in that event, and we'll see how that works out for you.
I'm just kidding.
No, but
Don't do that.
there's some merit to it.
Don't do it. I'm
Oh,
just kidding.
dog
I'm
food.
joking. I'm joking. Don't do that because you're gonna get absolutely smacked if you do that. Bad. You're gonna get slapped around if you sit here and ooh,
Oh,
eat that wall, dude. That 14-15 body is very stout. Will you banish? You won't. Okay, you're going to just clean it up with the breaker and and do it that way. That
I wonder if it was a slight error by Anthony not attacking with the breaker first. I'm not sure.
yeah, like what could it have been? Maybe a spy. Blade Knight is down.
Yeah,
We
but
get a one,
that's
two,
also a
three.
better outcome breaker. So Blade Knight grows, clears the breaker. Yeah, that's a dark.
But do you think that's a do you think that's a real Whopper? Do you think there's a solemn judgment back there? Because he said that kind of reluctantly. Maybe he drew the solemn for turn or something. I don't know. Usually they get that stuff
As
down to kind of insulate from delinquent duo. Maybe heavy storm right here might just crack the whole case wide open.
I think it could be a case of he just had to set free to grow the Blade Knight
Mm-hmm.
and has to risk storm regardless if he has judgment or not.
Right.
Yeah, regardless if there's a judgment or not, storm is still very strong, even if it just trades for the judgment. Also takes half of
Ooh.
Slevin's life point with it. Wow. Oh, there's no Dust Tornado, no MST.
Maybe saving it for a battle phase, perhaps. Let's see.
Could be, but that's a risky strategy.
Especially with Mobius just flying all over the place. We're gonna go
Wow,
ahead
double
and
Sokka?
Saku hitting the DD Warrior lane. You're gonna just take the 16. We're gonna eat the 16.
So I was thinking double Sokka doesn't look very good against Turbo, especially not when you're running a version with Upstart Goblin Jar of Greed. The main reason to keep the Sokkas in is to hit cards like Berserk Gorilla and Tsukiyomi, but I think Anthony isn't the biggest fan of the Gorilla, but I'm not sure.
Hmm. So we got blade on blade violence. Let's see, gaining that 1,000,
Yeah,
and we're just gonna crash both blades. Oh, actually, no, it's not a crash because he has so many cards in his. It's just a clean. It's a cleanup. That's a cleanup job. I am tripping. Okay, cool.
so this is a solid position for Slevin, but it's also, wow, Rota. Maybe
Rhoda.
this is why Slevin keeps the Nova. Oh wait, sorry, my bad. Oh, I'm tripping.
Oh yeah, this is a warrior mirror. They're warrioring up. This is a warrior. This is a warrior
Oh
fed.
wow,
This is warrior. No, I'm tripping. We're both tripping. We're both two people sitting in the
wow.
booth tripping right now. It's all good. This is a warrior smackdown. This is two warrior players getting busy, and the premature burial is going to be played. We're going to secure probably the DD. Yeah, the DD warrior lady is going to be the grab. Punching in for that healthy, thick 1,500 points of damage. Will it connect? And it does.
That's interesting that it connects. That suggests no Dust Tornado, no MST,
Oh, the
no Battle
save
Trap.
the saved jar of greed. I don't know if I like saving the jar of greed. Just I guess he did have a whole blade knight thing. He probably didn't want it to get reduced. So reinforcements coming in from the red corner. Probably going to grab. Oh, DD Warrior Lady. DD Warrior Lady on DD Warrior Lady violence is the answer.
That gets rid of the light, whereas Splevin doesn't need the light. So that's the best grab there. Heads up play. So yeah, dead even. Anthony up half a card. Oh, there's a storm. This could be big.
Let's see. This could be just a healthy plus. No, it's a
Nope,
solemn.
there's a judgment. That's a lot of life points,
That
and those
is.
are very valuable.
And this set card has to be something good. Breaker here is just crazy. The breaker's already in play. Never mind, I'm tripping. Um,
Late night is good because it gives you the light where to die. Yep, there it is. It's crazy because sometimes it looks like these really strong players, they always have the card they need, but it's because they engineered a scenario where the card they have is the card they need.
there it is.
Oh,
Oh, heavy into snatch. Can this breaker go the distance? He is built for speed. He's going to come in for 2,000. And a lot of things it goes into. All right, give me. Sorry. It goes into to deck building too. I think it's a lot of these dope players like playing cards like Zumbire is coming in. A lot of the deck building aspect of it. They don't play a lot of nonsense cards. It's always really dope cards. So at the right time, they just seem to come up. I don't know.
that's an interesting judgment, whether or not to play it there.
Probably just really
I
trying to
think
maintain this Blade Knight
I would have been tempted to keep the judge.
and just let the Blade Knight fall.
Yeah, not sure though.
I mean, he's probably just trying to clock him down. It's 1,000 a turn. If you can put another Blade Knight beside this one, you
Oh,
might. Are we crashing here?
yeah, I think so. Anthony has suspiciously been holding one card in their hand every turn up until now.
Oh man, yeah, because that will turn the BLS. That will turn the
There's a
BLS
crash.
on.
So do you play around Dawn?
You got it. I
No.
mean, if you, I think, yeah.
Wow, he
Oh,
does.
he did have the
Plays around the
BLS.
Dawn.
Plays around the
Maybe he
Dom.
read that. No, I don't understand.
You have to play around the Kiko as well, because if Kaiko comes down, you just lose the
Oh yeah,
game. Yeah,
that's right. Good play. That's a nice play. Good call.
yeah.
Wow. And I think this BLS. Wow,
Nice
that's
pot of
insane.
gate.
So he doesn't have to worry about Warrior Lady, but might want to worry about the Battle Trap.
Pot into graceful. Is there a better combination? I don't think so.
Nope, that's the right sequence.
Uh, Is there a better combo? So now we got another graceful discard. Throwing out the Sakuretsu armor. Throwing out the Ninja Grand.
So discarding those two would suggest quite a strong couple of cards.
And we're swinging.
Yeah,
Kinetic,
nice.
kinetic Soldier is crazy. Oh, we're just going to go ahead and scoop it up, though.
That would have been crazy. Sure.
Kinetic Soldier would have just been absolutely hilarious.
Of
All
course,
right.
it did cross Anthony's mind, but it decided it can't be the kinetic, as it would have run over the BLS.
True. It would have just brought it down.
So, Slevin going first. I would love to see Slevin win this, because that would result in another match, correct?
Yes.
So let's root for Slevin here, in the interest of getting to see these two amazing players play another
Play
match. I
another
love
play another
Warrior
round.
Mirrors.
We're setting up. We're setting up a humble little V set over here. Two in the back, one on the monster row. Throw it over to Alvarado.
Storm.
Open up the
Incredibly
heavy
strong.
storm.
Let's see
And
if
you
it goes
saw the
hard.
jars. Interesting. What else we got?
Yep.
One jar and one Saku. So one for one. Never the worst. But
You often grab Blade here, but you could grab something else. Nope. So hoping to run over a Dawn. If there's a Warrior Lady, that's not a disaster. It is.
it is the warrior lady. Not the end of the world. One for one.
Neither player gets any attributes into the graveyards. Now let's say Slevin has a storm of their own. And I think Anthony definitely was aware that there very well could be a jar set, but wanted to get the heavy storm out of his hand before setting his own back.
Mm.
Duo trader for breaker, pretty good hit still.
And then enemy breakers down. We're going to go and just ring this breaker up right now.
Yeah, and players keep trading one for one, but Slevin is up half a card by being on the play. Oh, and Slevin keeps one card in hand, so that's probably a monster.
Let's see.
Often you want to set your cards to play on Dawn Salug, not have to waste the Sakuretsu armor and such.
And there he
Oh,
is too. Look at that.
the Anthony, very aware, set cards of his own.
Go ahead, hits in for 14. We're not going to mill. We don't mill no more, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Milling is so 2000 and late. Okay, if you're milling still, be careful with the mills. Although I have milled a few times and got some good stuff, but I'm telling you, it backfires so much. Rarely do you mill something that's worth the mill, but you will mill some light and dark, and then BLS will just come off the top rope like freaking Randy Savage and just elbow drop your whole life right into the toilet. So don't
yeah, and
mill.
some of the time you even enable cards like Hollow the Haunted Premature Burial. Oh,
Oh, we're gonna rip though. Oh, that is a
wow, that's so
tasty
bad for
rip.
Anthony.
That is a crazy rip. I'm telling you, Don
Oh,
with
that must
swords.
have been the worst card in his deck to draw right there.
Don with swords is just a ripping machine.
It's very interesting that Slevin keeps a card in his hand. Maybe that's a BLS of their own.
Quite possibly.
A lot of the time, you would want to set or summon. Oh, there's a Blade Knight. Let's see if there's a Torrential, or maybe a freshly drawn Mirror Force.
Let's see. Thinking about it.
Oh, is it thinking about whether or not to Judgment?
Judgment
No,
Mirror.
oh.
In these warrior mirrors, you don't want to be the first person to flip your judgment. You want to be the last person to flip your judgment. So if you have, 2, you have to assume your opponent has 2, and you don't want to be the first one to flip it. Dang, let's see. He's gonna be the
you gotta
first.
do what you gotta do.
You gotta do it.
And that's
And it
Light
worked.
Dark.
It
Yeah,
did.
but still not a very favorable trade. Now the Dawn puts you down to 900. Unless he goes Call of the Haunted for a breaker.
Dust Tornado.
Dust. So once I hit the Judgment before... Huh.
Ah.
Oh, there's the call.
There's the call.
I think that might be it.
Double dust.
Another dust.
Double dust.
That's cool.
Nice.
So Anthony has a shot here.
Main deck
Especially if you draw
Sork.
something like a
Side
Kaiku.
deck Sork would be good. Oh, or
Mirror
Kaiku would
Force,
have been crazy.
Torrential.
14.
Let's see.
Gotta have it.
Oh,
Call of the
that's
Haunted.
breaker.
That's the breaker. Let's see. Book of Moon? Nope. Smashing Ground? Nope. What we got here?
Do you summon BLS now or do you wait a turn?
I think you have to wait.
Depends
you have
on your back row.
But then Kiko. I hate Kiko. Kiko
Yeah,
will come
but if you have a back row, it's fine.
All right, so you'll attack over the Dawn, clearing that out of there.
Yeah,
Take
let's
400.
go.
Main 2.
So why do we think in main 2? Is it whether or not to... Huh. I think that might
There
be bluff.
is. Let's
Oh,
see
there's
it.
the Kaiku.
Kaiku swings. Sakuretsu.
Saku.
Wow, Anthony's fighting back with everything he's got. Fighting hard. Graceful Charity, just like Yugi Moto. Drawing 3. 900 life. So maybe Slevin is not holding the Black Luster Soldier as we thought.
Could be. So, if you're Alvarado here, the card you're looking for, I think, is Solemn Judgment. Another card that's good is gonna be Donsalug, Reinforcements of the Army, or a Kaiku.
Yeah, Kaiku would be nice.
Battle Traps are also good here.
Because
It's
BLS.
quite hard when you have to keep 1 card out of 3 charity.
Yeah, I think it's more. It is more chances to feel bad about it later on too, because you have 3 options. If they all are 3 aspects of the game, monster, spell, or trap, or something like that, or different work better in different scenarios. When the other scenario comes up, like, oh man, if I'd have just kept X, I'd have been so much better, or whatever. I don't know. I could be tweaking. I've been tweaking all day.
No, for sure. You're right on.
I could be tweaking. All right, so we're gonna send out the tribe.
Tribe looks weak. Tribe looks very weak. Often in these spots, you're going to discard cards like Tribe or Snatch Steal, because your life points are so low that it's very unlikely that you're gonna get to use them.
Let's see what else we got here.
I mean, it could be that it's something like Battle Trap or Monster. And I don't think that's very easy to say. I would lean towards keeping a Battle Trap though.
He's thinking about it here.
So yeah, I think Anthony's trying to piece together the story here. What are the 2 cards remaining for Slevin? What are those? What could they be? What can they not be?
Do you would you rule out BLS here at this point, or Slevin?
I would not rule it out.
You would not?
Not
Okay, he just hasn't had the opportunity to slam it yet.
He has had the opportunities to slam it, but none that are like extremely clear cut. It's been a lot of normal summon a good enough monster, attack into a back row, main phase 2, pause and think, and then pass turn. I think it could still be BLS, but yeah, hard to say. Wow, Anthony take a lot of time here. I think, yeah, no,
Throws
I think
out the solemn. What do
goes
you
to
like to
judgment.
keep here? The Rhoda,
Yeah,
so he
has to be good. Rhoda, Dawn.
valued pressure. Oh, Don will be insane.
Yeah, no, and I think this could connect because the breaker did connect last time when attacking over the Dawn. So I think this is a very good call by Anthony. I'm not quite sure what the set card for Slevin could be. Could it be a judgment?
It could. Let's see.
Could it
Let's see.
be torrential?
We're gonna find out here. We're gonna find out here, folks. What do you guys think the 2 set cards are? If you get it right, you win nothing. What do you think? Let us know if you're playing at home. What does Slevin have set? Stay tuned to find out. Previously on What Does Slevin Have Set? We were playing the game and Slevin had a set card.
Knight. Wow.
Grabs the blade,
But
trying to
why?
go for beefy damage, trying to just run the clock up on the adversary. But maybe he doesn't have Dawn. Maybe Dawn is out of the deck already because
Oh
Dawn
yeah,
isn't
of
necessarily
course.
strong.
That's something a lot of warrior players do. They
Yeah,
played out the Dawn and they bring in the
it
Sabira.
was the
Oh, and it was the
Mirror
Mirror
Force.
Force
Oh, and we're
against
gonna just
Gorilla.
show the gorilla right away to just go on out of here. So well played by both. Man, that is, and he held that Mirror Force too, holding the Mirror Force through some attacks, showing some discipline. And
Yeah,
we
let
had
the
some
Dawn
people.
go.
We had some torrential tributes out there. Somebody did call Mirror Force. Somebody did call Mirror Force. Jar of Greed, DNA, I'm sorry. You are incorrect. It was, in fact, a Mirror Force. Well played. Hanging on to that Mirror Force, making it look like something else. All right, so we had a bracket reset. Okay, Slevin has defeated Alvarado in that match. Alvarado was playing from the winner's side. Slevin was coming from the down bracket. So now we're going to send both of these back to 0. And here, nope, dang it. There it is. All right. And here we go. So here we are. What more can you ask
Anthony
for?
going first. Great spot with the charity. And that's charity is so good game 1, especially going first, because you can discard
Yeah.
what's nobleman
There you go.
and you can make sure to find what's dust shoots
Oh,
before
yeah.
they become dead. Because
That is crazy.
it's not that dust shoot is necessarily that bad turn 1 against warriors. It's just after turn 1 it's awful.
Yeah,
Finds
so
the pot too. Wow.
yeah, Grace Pot. Let's see if we can find a duo and a couple of dust shoots. Just really turn the sack machine up to 1 billion. Here we go.
So it pitched a dust tornado, which indicates that maybe there's some other form of spell trap removal in the hand from Anthony. Also an indication that Anthony is not clogged on monsters. Often you will discard monsters with Graceful, playing warriors. Warrior Lady set to pass. I think one of these could be Dust Shoot.
Gotta be.
Yep.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. So getting
And you're
maximum
looking to
value out of Dust Shoot game 1 is
perhaps-
always great.
You're looking to perhaps pick off a Breaker here, because Breaker is notoriously good against Warrior Lady with one back row behind it. Graceful Charity, Upstart Goblin, Blade Knight, Haiku, DD Warrior Lady, Call of the Haunted. Often you're gonna pick Blade Knight. But there's a case to be made for all of the 3 options.
We'll see.
Just pick the Blade Knight. So we're gonna see Upstart and then a Charity. I would assume. You could wait, but I think that's often a mistake. Especially seeing as if you find a dust shoot, it could very well be live.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm out of the game of just hanging on to my Gracefuls. I'm just gonna play it. Or it's probably gonna search the deck first, get value out of the reinforcements, and then play it later on. But I like to just get that thing right on out of there.
Yeah, grabs the Blade Knight back. Gonna try to attack into war later with Blade Knight. I would. But going to go for the Graceful first. I don't know about using Rota there. I might have kept.
To answer a problem later on. Oh, they
Yeah,
get
you
some value
already
out of a
had
nobleman.
a light in the dark discard. Graceful. So I think now we summon the Kaiku. Oh, okay, goes for the War Lady.
I want to send
Okay,
them
that
both.
makes
Okay.
sense. So now he has the Kaiku in hand that can end up in the graveyard later, if you're in the dark. We know that
Let's
there's
see
a
if
call
Slevin
for one.
found a trap dust shoot. It is online. And we skipped the main phase, so trap dust shoot wasn't played. So maybe Slevin did not have it game one, or in the Grateful Cherry in the first 10 didn't have it.
So Anthony would love to play Dawn or a Kaiku here. Looks like Dawn would be the option. Yep. But we know that Slevin has a Call of the Haunted,
Or at
which
least
could
access
grab
to
the
it.
Blade Knight back. Maybe Anthony's other set is the Dust.
Yeah, like you said before, because he did pitch the dust on the Graceful Charity, so there could be a dust
Yeah.
tornado involved.
So
We're
Call
gonna try
and
it.
Dust MST.
Viewing
Or maybe
graveyard,
even a
and it
ring.
was the
Oh,
dust tornado. You might have to solemn this at this point, perhaps. We're gonna just ring the
goes to
dawn.
the
Never
ring.
mind. I don't think he didn't
So
have
the
solemn.
players keep trading one for one, but Anthony was on play, Pot of Greed, and as such it's up 1.5 card.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice looking GY there.
Wow.
See what,
And the hand
not
for
bad over here.
Slevin is Haiku and one card we don't.
Oh, there's one. Coming in with the Blade Knight first, electing to punch in
Who
with just a
doesn't set one?
interesting.
Oh, that's.
That might be a slight. You missed
No,
400.
that's. Uh,
That's 400 damage you just missed out on. Let's see if that comes up, because that
oh,
crap comes up all the time. Dust shoot. Ooh, getting value out of it later in the game, but still, that's extra 400 damage. Let's keep an eye on that 6,000. If it becomes point where it's 400 or less for the blue corner, that's going to be interesting to remember that could have been prevented. Rhoda Premature BLS Blade Knight Sasuke Samurai
yeah. I was gonna say, I think you
Ninja
should have
Grandmaster.
summoned the Kaiku this turn if you were Slevin. So, what do you pick?
Let's see. Let's see. We're
Man,
gonna send that
yeah,
BLS right away. I mean, might as
I
well.
think that's probably correct. And I think Anthony could set 2 to trade with Blade Knight, or could just grab a Exile Force. I think
Yes.
I'm leaning towards Exile Force.
Yeah, because then you got that premature to kind of
Then you could
bring it
free him
back
after the
again.
Dawn to hit the Kaiku in the hand. And that should be a winning spot. But then again, you could just set the Rota, Prima, and summon the Blade. Yeah, that might be better. Yeah, he's gonna do that instead. Yeah, I think this
Let's
makes a lot of sense.
let's see.
And now it's so hard for Slevin to come back. Basically has to top deck a BLS. Not even Snatch looks all that great. I mean, it's good,
Dang,
but it's gonna win the game.
that's unfortunate. That's
So
unfortunate.
Anthony's set card is Rota, and his last card in hand is the Ninja Grandmaster Sasuke.
That
So I guess simply Blade Knight is pretty good for Slevin as well.
Let's see if he can find it. Let's see if he can secure this Blade Knight right now. Main phase 2.
I mean, it's interesting for Anthony whether or not to use Viscerota here. I
Yeah.
think you probably shouldn't, but it reduces the strength of some draws like Breaker, Heavy
Yeah.
Storm.
Heavy Storm just kind of sinks your whole little ship right
Well,
now.
you still
Still
have the
got Ninja Grants.
Sasuke in the next draw step, so I think you're well off enough. Oh,
Exile.
that's sad.
You don't want that. That's not ideal. Especially when you got
So
a 2 monster.
interesting here, whether to go for the Sasuke or to use the Rhoda. I think you often go Sasuke. Yeah. You save the Rota for when Blade Knight is cleaner up.
Main 2 again thinking.
Yeah, it's always tough to say whether or not to flip rote in these spots.
Just to get it off the field,
Yeah.
especially since your enemy knows what's afoot. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Let's see what these guys can do because these players are here. They're in the finals. They're doing their thing. They've made it so far based on their intuition, gut feelings, and etc. etc. This is game one, right? This is game. Yeah, this is game one of the new set.
Yeah,
Okay,
this is
cool.
game one. This has been an excellent game so far. Yeah,
And he's
goes
gonna
for
rip
road.
it.
I think he's gonna grab a Blade Knight.
Juan Juan says jumped in right on top. Shout out to Alvarado. Big shout out to Alvarado. Welcome as well. If you're just joining us, again, if you're just joining us, this is Patreon World Championship Qualifier number 27. Okay, there's been 26 other ones, but none like this one. Number 27 in the grand finals bracket reset. We have Anthony Alvarado, consummate just tournament crushing machine. Been doing it for a long time. Playing against
Oh,
Slevin, another dope player. What did he grab? I missed the grab.
Excaliburs.
Exile for it. Okay, that'll just clear up any issue you might run into.
I think that might be because it's best card to grab in case of something like Blade Knight, BLS, Breaker. Because if Anthony is clogged on monsters, then his own Blade Knight is not be
Mm.
effective against most.
Let's see.
But that is
What's
interesting.
Splevin's BLS is ready to go, but his ring of destruction is in the graveyard. That thing's been doing duty this whole event. Anthony has timed out. Come back. Come back to us, champ. You cannot go out like that. Fix your
This happens
connection
to me quite frequently, and I'm often back within the
within the
20,
time
30
allotted.
seconds.
That is
Yeah, quite fast.
that is how the game goes to this online game. You're playing on Dueling Book. If you do reach zero, that counts as a loss for you if it's in game. That is just the most unfortunate way to lose a game. But I think he can get back in time. Let's all give our energy to Alvarado to get back in time. Everyone, spirit bomb energy to Anthony's Wi Fi, and it worked. Good job, everyone out there. Good job, everyone, for chipping in and giving Anthony some Wi Fi support. He's back.
Okay, so let's recap. Anthony has an XL Force in hand. Blevin is a top deck. Good top decks are BLS, Snatch Steel, Blade Knight, Breaker.
Any of the Trinity would be okay.
Oh,
Not an interference.
that's not what you want. So I think Anthony might have a monster already in hand alongside the XL. Yeah,
That's a
there's the
monster.
Breaker.
That's a hardy 19, and your solemn
But
judgments
once
just got
again,
worse. And that's gonna be a scoop
oh,
activity. Scoop it up, boys. We're going home. All right. So Anthony takes game one. I think Slevin thugged it out as hard as he could. He fought back after that. That was a severe opening for the blue corner there. I'm not gonna lie to you. And he fought hard, and it just was not enough to um, overwhelm the blue corner.
yeah, he managed to engineer a position where had he top decked the right cards, might have had a shot. And I don't think you can ask for more than that out of that open. Maneuvered well.
100%, 100%. I think yeah, the Trinity stuff in our game, it gets even more pronounced when you have really good players that are getting it too. Like if you're a player and you don't have the skills or whatever, sometimes you get all these good cards, you still can find a way to just absolutely fumble the bag and just blow it on out of there. But that rarely happens. Once you get ahead, you kind of stay ahead a lot. Some of the time, in this mirror particularly, because it's not a lot of ways to generate those advantages, especially game one. So we're gonna go ahead and just go 18 slapfest to each other's domes and just going right on to the graveyard for both. Coming out,
So
slamming
Slevin
Kaiku.
very often here is going to have a Jar of Greed set. And the other one might be, yeah, exactly.
That's it. And it's the call of Haunted. Okay, getting that out of there. Oh, what's up, Purple Drunk? I see you out there, PD. Spitting fat, you know what I'm saying? I try. I try sometimes. Sometimes I you know what I'm saying? I can spit a little bit every now and then. Shout out to you, man. What are you still doing up in Italy over there? How's your goat weekend going? So we're gonna rotor for Don early, keeping the Don in, punching in for 14. How do you feel about Don game two? Are you
I
cool with
think
that?
it's fine,
Think
but
it's
it's
fine?
not great. Yeah, I think it's fine either way. I personally like to side it out, but I don't think it's bad to
Yeah.
have a side deck plan that keeps it in. You don't want to you don't want to dedicate more than say 7 slots for the warrior mirror side deck.
I think it's I don't obviously it's working great for Slevin. I mean he's still
Yeah,
searchable. He's still dark. He still has a great effect. But in this warrior mirror, he's so weak, and the vast majority
it
of the
is.
time, his effect is going to be not great because there won't be a hand for the opposition. But when it's doing its thing, it's great. But most times it's a little more dead than it's worth. But
Yeah,
again, that's just
I
me.
like siding it out, but I don't hate keeping it in simply because you can dedicate that one extra side deck slot for something else. So
Yeah,
Kaiko going to challenge the Blade Knight,
and
gets hit
Sakaretsu.
by his taco, and
I
I think this is a clear indication that Anthony is sitting on 2 monsters.
yeah, and I stopped.
Otherwise, he probably would have.
I personally stopped making that attack because someone hit me with a dust tornado, set one from the hand, boosted
Ah,
blade, and just blew my whole life away. It was such a mess. It was
that's a
terrible.
great call.
I,
That was a big
I
risk that Slevin was there.
yeah I don't I did it I used to do it all the time, just 18 into 16 when they got two in hand and one on the set, and they'll hit you with the dust tornado one time and blow your back row, set one, and then blade knight boost, and it just completely sinks your entire operation. Hate to see it. So I was kind of holding my breath for Splevin. I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to give any plays away, but I was like, hoping that didn't happen to him, and it didn't.
That's
Oh, Solaris CC is saying, "Oh, I forgot there's Milan on the 4th. Another IRL, huge IRL Italian event is going down. Shout out to all the Italian players over there, man. I love me some Italian goat format players. I can't get enough. They get busy over there. That's like the goat. That's like the goat headquarters. They got it going down over in Italy. These
for
huge
sure.
IRL events are happening. They got another one taking place on the 4th. So if you are Italian and if you're find yourself in Italy for whatever reason, and you play some goat format, make your way over to that event. It's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah, or even if you're in one of the neighboring countries,
Yeah,
a lot of players from countries all over Southern Europe
yeah.
end up playing with.
I don't know what it is about Italy and Yu-Gi-Oh in general. They go crazy. They're winning all the. They won the YCS a couple of weeks ago too. Won the Edison thing a couple of days ago. They're just getting crazy. They're going off, man. They're
Yeah,
doing it all. They win a lot of stuff. I don't know. Somebody explain to me why
so
Players are so good at Yu-Gi-Oh. I would like to know the secrets. Teach me your ways. All right.
Swords of Revealing Light slowing down the game a bit here. A very interesting card for the mirror match.
It's
Not
good.
one that I've tried much.
I think it's great. I think this card whenever it's on the deck doing its thing, it kind of it's great. I think we saw it to great effect a few games ago when Carl was playing it. And then whenever I see it out here against his warrior, it just slows them down because they need to be attacking to do their whole game plan is revolving around attacking. If they can't do it for 3 turns, that's just 3 draws that you get.
Yeah, didn't it did buy Splevin some time, but it didn't actually help generate advantage in this case. Could argue it was just a -1.
That's the
So
bet.
what do you
That's
pop?
the best neg one in the game. Still, he's gonna pop. He's gonna send the set to the graveyard. It is going to be
Oh,
the kinetic soldier is now sitting in the graveyard. The level 3 Earth machine monster 1350 1800 has found his way to the graveyard.
and I think Splevin set monster might be, if I dare say, a warrior lady.
So he got
Oh,
the
really?
so Solaris is saying that Italians just love card games.
I do. Excel Force. But that plays right into Splevin's hands, because no Splevin gets a light, if that is the warrior lady. Yep. Now Splevin has light dark. Of course, the Blade Knight might Do you flip a battle chip? Off.
Probably there. Oh, it's gonna be the ring
Oh,
instead.
ring. Yeah, I think I like that. You don't want to flip the ring when you're at too low of a lifetime. Often you will want to flip it sooner rather than late. Yeah, no worries. Okay, so I got the stream to myself. I think Slevin often would just want to slam something like a Kaiku or Blade Knight even. Swing here. Alvarado doesn't have a dark yet, and there are no darks except for I guess some Byra. Challenges the Blade Knight. So yeah, Anthony would love to slam a Byra here. Let's see if there's the battle check first. Anthony has a lot of life points to work with. Oh, Mirror Forces the Blade. So maybe that's because Anthony has a Kaiku down. Thought he would have last turn if that was the case. Oh, no, there it is. And this is crucial in terms of both players' BLS. Because if that connects, it shuts off Slevin's BLS. But now that it dies, Anthony's BLS is suddenly live. And it's dead even in cards. Anthony's now up half a card through all of these exchanges. Slevin would love to summon a... Oh wow. The delinquent duo that I shot off the top might just snipe something here. Oh, hits a snatch. Okay. That's very big. Premature. You're often gonna grab a Kaiku here to deny the BLS top deck.
All right, all
Uh,
right. Sorry about that. I have returned. What did I miss, Lucas? Did anything neat happen? Just warrior
a,
tactics.
yeah, a bunch more one for ones. And
Okay.
now we're at one card each. But Slevin could have the BLS. No,
No,
does not.
set one. Okay.
And but either player could top deck a BLS at any point. But and have a card here.
Ooh, Blade Knight strong 2000 coming in. You need a real one. Will we get a call of the
I
Haunted
think
for?
Anthony's looking great.
Oh, call of the Haunted has already been played. You got to have a real card here. Got to be something good.
Just Tornado BLS. Come on. Oh, Breaker? Breaker buys a turn. Breaker combined with a Judgment and then a good top deck. That might just be good enough to swing this game.
Dang. Never
Oh!
mind. Never snatch steal.
Wow.
Oh man. GG's, well played with the delay of action on the Ring of Destruction, and Anthony Alvarado has won again. Another Patreon in the books for the SJC FLC champion. I think he's now a three-time Patreon winner as well. So shout out to him. Shout out to everyone who played in this event. Love to see it, and it's fantastic. Maybe we get Anthony come by and say hello real quick if he wants. I don't know. Maybe he's got time. I know he's got some stuff he's got to do. It's kind of getting a little late over there. That was rough. That was rough. But it is what it is. Again, shout out to both players. Shout out to Slevin as well. That was a great match. Well played by both participants. What do you guys think about this event? Tell me what you guys feel. I will try to get these decks out. We might get some more spice. The spice ship, the SS Spice, might be coming into port here soon, and we can report on these decks and see what they got going on. I wasn't able to play in this event. Are you playing next week? Are you playing next time?
Me?
Yeah, are you gonna play?
No, I don't know. I'm trying to
Are you
play a bit less right
okay? Okay, okay. Are you trying to? You're hibernating a little bit. You're taking some goat break.
now. No, 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 not a break. Just trying not to take a break is what I'm doing.
Got it. Because you can't get
I'm
burned out. You
trying
can't get
to
burned.
slow down.
Got it.
Don't want
Okay.
to get burned out, right?
Got it. Got it. Got it. I do expect you to be playing in the GFC. Okay, there will be a GFC. I think it's scheduled for January right now, and there will be two more Patreons for the month of December. The Go Format War League is starting, so get into these Discords if you want to play some online Go Format, and we will appreciate that. But thank you all for tuning in to this stream. I'm JDZ with Lucas G in the building. Thank you guys for watching. Please continue to do that. Like and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that and tell your friends about it, and make sure they do the same as well. All right. From us here at GoFormat.com and myself, I will bid you all adieu until the next time. Shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs as always. Peace out.